Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, and evangelist. Now, in this SGR Media video, we're going to be talking about how to be an independent musician. And I want to spend some time talking about this because I've been doing music for a long time now. Probably over 10 to 12 years since I've been doing music. So it's been a long time since I've been doing music, creating music and arts as a independent musician and someone that just creates music. But this is for any musician, rapper, singer, songwriter in the music industry that wants to learn how to be an independent musician and to do work in your craft and obviously in your skills. Now, the first thing to realize in being an independent musician is to work on your craft. Like if you don't work on your craft like every single day and really find time to write music, produce music, spend time to actually do the things that are very important to you in your craft, then you're not gonna succeed in it and you're not gonna get better with it. That's why it's very important you spend time working on your craft. As a musician and an artist, that's the most important thing. The more better you are in your craft and in your skills, the better your music will be. And if your music is better, the more people would understand it and more people will listen to it. So it's very important you master your craft. That as an independent musician is very, very important. The next thing to realize in being an independent musician is you need to build a following and a fan base. And this becomes very important for you as an independent musician because if you don't build a following and a fan base that enjoys your music and that likes your music, you may not be able to make a living out of it and you may not be able to do music, either full time and part time the way you want to do it. I think it's quite important to build that following and fan base and, use, I've always said, the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of the TikTok, Snapchat, all of the social media websites to obviously build your fan base. But it always starts with working on your craft, working on your music. That when you work on your music, that helps obviously you know, build that fan base and build that following. The next thing to be an independent musician, this is something very important that I wouldn't share normally, but I think it's quite important to realize this as an independent musician. And in order to share this, I'm going to hold something very important so you realize. So you may not be able to see it, but I just want to share it here. So doing spiritual music for Jesus Christ and God, like doing music that is spiritual. I know I'm showing the crosses in the video just to empathize how important spiritual music is. So it's not music where you talk about drugs, gangs, violence, corruption, women, men, jewelry, cars, houses, money. That's not what I'm saying in the video. Do spiritual music for Jesus Christ and God. Do music that is spiritual. Do music that connects people to a spiritual way of living and a spiritual way of doing things. Spiritual music becomes very important in being an independent musician because if you don't do spiritual music, then you may get a lot of attraction for your music and that sort of thing, but it wouldn't be really connecting your music and your craft and your skills to Jesus Christ and God. This becomes very difficult for musicians because a lot of musicians at the moment, they're very like, I don't know how to word it, just like I'm the big one, I'm the successful one, I have all the money, and they talk about lots of those sort of things, but that's not the way that it's going to connect you to your God if you have a faith, if you are a musician that have a faith, or connect to, Jesus Christ. So it's very important you do music that is spiritual. I think this has become one of the most important things. So I've said three things so far in being an independent musician. working on your craft every single day. So that means writing music, producing music, uh, performing, writing songs, and that sort of thing. I said the second thing was building a following and a fan base because that's important for you as a musician. And the third thing was to create spiritual music that helps other people, gives back, and make a difference. So these are three of the things that can help you to become an independent musician. And then the next thing that can help you to become an independent musician is learning about the business, learning about the music business. I'm not saying to musicians to just randomly release music and that sort of thing. I think you need to learn about the business, learn about music, the business side of music. Because if you don't, then when it comes to being an independent musician and that sort of thing, you won't know how to manage your business. You won't know how to manage your craft and your skills and your abilities in a productive way that can make you succeed. So it's very, very important that you learn about the business. Obviously, there is a book called All You Need to Know About the Music Business from Donald Passman, who was an attorney that obviously talks about music and the industry, contracts, publishing, songwriting, and that sort of thing, and music production and licensing music as well. So that would be the first thing to actually read if you want to be a musician in the music business and be an independent musician. Read that book. And then also just start searching on videos online. Like YouTube has a lot of resources that has interviews and information about the music business which you can learn and obviously study. And then, just obviously, one of the best advice as a musician, as an independent musician anyway, is just to do the work, like be a musician. Make your mistakes, make your failures, and keep on going and keep on doing your music because that will teach you things that are working in your business and things that are not working in your business. So it's very important you do that in the music that you make and in the songs and the production that you create. Um, there's a few more things of how to be an independent musician as well. Another thing is to just start performing start performing in different places and on different stages and gigs. So if you perform and develop your live music skills and your live music experience, or your live music audience and your live music concerts and that sort of thing, then you'll be able to build a following that way as well and build some fan base as well. So in live music and in live performance, when you do perform, you can hand out your CDs into the gig or the show of what you do to people that have enjoyed your music after you performed. You can get people to join an email list and be one of your subscribers if you show them how to do it, and they can obviously join your email list and join your fan base list. There's so many different ways of how you can do it, but the main thing is to work on your live performance, because if you work on your live performance, you're only going to get better as a musician, as an artist. So these are some of the things you can do to be an independent musician. And one more thing that I would mention as well is to collaborate. Work with other musicians and artists. That's very important in being an independent musician. Collaborate, be with other musicians who are in a similar genre of music as you. Work on albums, work on singles, work on EPs, work on mixtapes. Start working together as a musician, as an artist, because the more you collaborate, is the more you get to understand how other people make music and how other people, enjoy their craft and how other people do their music. So it's very important you do that. And one more thing as well is to do music that helps other people. Like it goes back to what I said before about the spiritual music. Do music that helps other people in some way. And the one thing I'm certain of with music and with like creative music and that sort of thing is do music that creates like a spiritual listening experience, and also music that relates to you. Because if you do music that relates to you, like some of your challenges, some of your problems, some of the things you faced, some of the things you've overcome in your life, the difficult times, the challenging times you face, and then connect that to a spiritual way of doing the music. And obviously, I said Jesus Christ and God would be very important to do that. Then you'll be able to connect with people in your music. A lot of people say, but how can you connect with people with your music if you're not doing music that helps other people? But you can do music that helps other people connect with people, because music is very emotional. As my in my own experience of being an independent musician for a number of years, it's a very spiritual and emotional thing to do in the art of music and in the creation of music. That means you've got to spend time working on it. You've got to spend time connecting with your own emotions and your feelings, connecting with things that you've experienced. Sometimes people say that's not the best music to create and that's not the best music to do. But as a musician, as an artist, as an independent artist, that can be the thing that brings you to more people, because they're relating to your songs, they're relating to your instrumentals and your production of your music, and they're connecting with the lyrics and the songs of what you're creating. So that can be very important as well. So I've said a few things that you can do to be an independent musician and work on your music and work on your business. So, make sure you try your best to, work on your craft, um, collaborate with people, do spiritual music, um, build a following and a fan base, do music that helps other people, and just make a difference and a contribution in lives, and obviously do live performances and shows. And just before we end the video, I just talk about a bit, just briefly, about myself, because I think this might help as well in the video. So when I started my company, SGR, which stands for Starz Gang Rockstarz, which is a music, media, and entertainment company, which I kind of started in maybe 2011, 2012, that time. I was quite young when I started. At the time, I had no understanding of music. I wasn't like a independent musician. I was just learning about it and trying to figure out how to be an independent musician and how to do it. But I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I made a lot of mistakes as being an independent musician. First of all, I didn't really understand the social media and online world. I thought all you needed to do was just build a following online and that's it. And then I realized when I started to perform in live shows and do my music live, that it's more not for every artist. Some artists are different. Some people would want to, build just that online following of just subscribers, followers, and fan base. But a few other artists that are more perform at live shows and that sort of thing. They build their fan base from the shows that they do live, and they build their audience that way. So I made a mistake of just focusing all my time on YouTube, just constantly making content on YouTube, just spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours just trying to find subscribers, trying to find likes and ticks and comments and that sort of thing. But I was kind of not really focusing on the live performance thing. So that kind of hindered my business and hindered my opportunity as a musician, as an independent musician. But as far as the craft, when I was making music, I was always making music every single day. I'd spend, about 6 to probably 8 hours a day making music. I was always creating, learning my craft, learning my skills, developing my artistry and my music. And then as the years got on, as I was continuously doing music from 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, making lots of mixtapes, singles, EPs, albums, and that sort of thing. my music just grew I just became better as an artist. I became better as a musician. And then I had to go through a serious life experience that stopped my music business at the time, which was I lost my home and all of my possessions in a fire in the 30th of September 2014, where I was in the music business. I was independent. I never got signed to a record label or record company or anything like that. But I was doing music, and to be honest as well, I wasn't really making money neither. So I didn't understand that. I didn't know as an independent artist, you need to make a living in order to do it. Because if you don't, you'll burn out. You may make a lot of music and that sort of thing. You may build that following of people that like your music, but if you're not making income out of it, which is very important for a few artists, you can't sustain that. You can't sort of continue doing your music and working on your craft. So that was another mistake that I made as being an independent musician as well. I didn't understand the business and I didn't understand finances. So that was another thing I had to learn and the mistake that I made. But because I lost everything, my home, my possessions, my money, my income, where I was living, and that sort of thing in a fire, then I had to sort of learn from that and learn from, as a musician, not just what I experienced as far as losing my home, but also what mistakes I made as a musician, what things I could have done better, what things I could have sort of, done a bit more creatively or a bit more better. And then now, as I'm doing music again, because I had to rebuild my business and rebuild my craft again. So SGR, obviously you're watching this video now on YouTube, which is many of the videos I've done online. There's like thousands of videos I've created online. But this time it's different. This time I've learned a few things that I did before, and I'm not making the same mistakes again. Not because I'm the most successful musician or I have all the skills within my craft, but because I experienced what I was going through back then when I was younger. Because I was so young, I didn't understand. Now I'm older, I've taken that experience that I learned in the past, losing the home and the possessions, not being able to manage my business properly, not understanding finances, not understanding about my fan base, my core, following and my audience, and using that now to make better music and more different music. And the one thing that changed for me when I sort of lost my home and all of my possessions was I sort of changed as a person. Like my music changed. Like my music, how can I word it? My music just changed. It changed quite a lot from the way I used to rap and sing and things I used to talk about into more spiritual music. Like I was saying in the video already, like more spiritual music, where the music that I talk about now is more spiritual. It's more to do with like helping other people, giving back and making a difference. Not because, like I said, I'm the most successful musician or I have all the skills in that, because I learned as an independent musician, I learned from experiences that I went through, I learned from things that I saw and seen, and then my music changed into spiritual music. And now my music's completely different to how it was before. Like my songs are different, my writing's different. The sounds of what I create are different as well. Everything's changed because I've changed as a musician, and the one word I would use, I've evolved as a musician. As a musician, when you create your craft, you're meant to evolve. You're meant to become better. You're meant to like grow in your craft and your skills. And at the beginning of my music career, I was just young, very young, like 21, 22, about 19 when I started. But as I got older, my music changed, my lyrics changed, my production changed, and that helped to be it helped me to be a better musician because I'm making more pure music. And even though, yeah, the music that I make now is not focused on me that much because I don't really focus it on me that much. I try to focus it on helping other people, but it shows that as a musician you can change as well if you choose to. And obviously, I'm just slowly rebuilding the SGR business again. And it takes time to do that. It's not what I experienced wasn't an easy thing. It takes time to go through all of that, rebuild your business, learn from your past mistakes of what you did, and then, try your best to be a better musician, be more independent. And for me, I don't mind joining a major record label or independent record label or anything like that. But for me, I want to be independent. Like, I feel like being an independent musician, you need to be entrepreneurial. You need to sort of be a bit more spiritual in your approach when you're doing things, and a bit more thoughtful about what you want to become as a musician and that sort of thing. So, like I said, I have no worries about if I ever got signed to a major record label or independent label, if that sort of thing. But for now, in my career and in what I do as a musician, I just want to be independent and build the brand, build my following, build my business, and that sort of thing. It takes time to do that. Like I said, it's not an easy thing to do as a musician, as an artist. So I hope this video has helped. I hope more independent musicians watch this video, and good luck within the work you do as a musician and your independent music. And hopefully you can create some spiritual music that really connects with people. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the SGR Media video today. And, thank you very much. Take care now. Bye.